Hello, hi. Welcome to episode 4 of the ImmersiFiles, the Immersiverse podcast, where we talk about a bunch of things. We don't have any of the regulars here today. It is I am Beet or Beach, whichever you prefer. I am the newest Immersiverse head. I will be yapping a lot. And I have our other host, NoOne. Would you like to introduce yourself, NoOne?
Hello, I'm the soon guy who makes things worse for everyone, and they have to come bail me out most of the time.
And of course, we have our guest and the star of today's show. We have James, the creator of the Scratchland series. Would you like to talk about yourself a little bit, James?
Hi, I'm James. I made the thing we're going to be yapping about for the next 40-some minutes.
Awesome.
Hooray! For those of you who are not aware, Scratchland is a 4/5 game series, depending on how you want to look at it. That is, well, one of the games isn't really canon, but the other 4 are. They are mostly role-playing games, and they are really cool and neat, and I think deserve plenty of appreciation, and that's why we're here. Started in 2021, correct?
Yeah.
And it's had regular... Right. And it's had regular releases up until the last entry in the series in 2024. So, with that in mind, we'll start with my first question. NoOne, you're free to input your questions at any time. I don't know which ones you have, but by all means. So, I wanted to ask, where'd the idea for Scratchland's gameplay, story? There's a couple ties to Scratch's Elites in the very beginning. Did that mostly stem from your inclusion in Scratch's Elites, or was this an idea you had well before that all happened? Just the very beginning.
Gameplay kind of just came from my own enjoyment of just general RPGs. I loved Pokemon, I loved Paper Mario. I was kind of getting into Persona because of Smash Bros. I'm like, alright, let's try to make an RPG on Scratch. So, that's how it kind of got the start. To start out as a basic engine, and just with each subsequent entry, it just kept evolving the engine with new knowledge on coding and how to do stuff. It just got better and better. And also at the same time kind of worse and worse because I was building off the exact same spaghetti code from 2021.
I kind of forgot Persona and Smash Bros. Was that long ago. Now I feel really old.
Oh, yeah. I think it's 2019.
Scary.
And then story elements, the basic ideas of it had come before Scratch's Elites. However, then I was involved in it, and I'm like, okay, let's tie these things together for the fun of it. My character's in this thing, let's make it a backstory. And that's why, even in chapter 1, you can see the beginning of Scratchland's Scratch's Elites influence, bits of almost a prequel kind of. Because you got Hector and Fancy and Wally.
Did you tie that? Did you have to words? Did you have a whole plot figured out before that happened, and did you have to go back and edit everything in, or was it partially complete? You could just fill in certain things as you went along there.
It was partially complete, and I could just fill stuff in as I went.
Okay, that's nice.
It did not have to change a lot.
And I guess my other question is, what was how did it end up an Immersiverse thing in the first place? I was not there for that, of course. Did you just kind of ask around? You had to retrofit a couple things, I know that, but
Well, I had already known Wally for a bit, so when Scratch Deletes happened, and I ended up being added on as like a judge just to help things go faster. I'm kind of like, hey, probably gonna end up being in Scratch Deletes, or like I already was at this point. I'm like, is it okay if I tie in this other thing I'm making into the Immersiverse? And Wally's just like, yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
I had no idea you were a judge.
Oh, yeah. I'm
I'm
pretty sure
clearly
I went over
unfamiliar.
like most of Beta Squad's entries.
Oh, neat. So that's
Like you
that
got
first.
to your entry and you were like, yes, this one, thumbs up, absolutely, no bias.
Insert image of Obama giving Obama a medal.
I specifically waited until I was sure that they had done my entry before I asked.
So then, going off of the first bit, how'd the sequel entries come about? Were they kind of based off of the success of the first games, or was it something you kind of came across later and decided to adapt?
Scratchland 2 was mostly kind of like, okay, that was fun. Let's try something new. And then I had kind of a lot of like the earliest elements of Scratchland were submitted for like school projects. Like I had a coding project for one class. Oh, there's the Scratchland 2 Overworld engine. It's now done. Oh, I got to write a pre-write for something. Oh, there's the first chapter of Scratchline 2 as a paper. Yeah, it's a thing now. Some
So
one
it was
was
like
kind of
a
just like, yeah, it's kind of like a circumstance. I'm like, yeah, let's turn this into a full thing.
so it was more like a bunch of stuff cobbled together.
Essentially, like a bunch of stuff like made with the same intention, but still kind of cobbled together.
Yeah,
And
neat.
then Scratch Sona, I had ideas of a Scratchline 3 for like a while. Like I'd scrapped concept where it would be like a much more direct follow up to two's like gameplay style. Like you still just have like 3 levels. There'd be held items now. Amaretto would be a bit of like a plot device kind of, which ended up carrying over into Scratch Zona. A few other things. And I loosely went off that for making this new thing. Scratch Zona, and then because I'm just like, oh, alright. I can't really seem to find a good Persona engine on Scratch. Let's make one.
Yeah.
And then 3 was just me going, hey, that Alteratio thing was kind of funny.
Well,
And we've got this engine. Let's make an
I
actual Scratchline 3.
yeah, I got a question about that project later. I don't even know how many people like are gonna know about that one because it was up for what, a solid day, a week
Yeah, it's
maybe.
just April Fool's 2023. Or 2024? 2024.
Yeah, because that was before the actual thing.
Right, because that was right after Scratch Zona.
I guess you mentioned a few franchises that were like director inspirations for some of the first and like second game, but were there any that sort of like jumped in that you sort of got into that ended up contributing to some of the later gameplay character ideas for like two
Uh,
and L and three?
Mother 3 was a big one that inspired like the gameplay and battle UI of Scratch Zone and Scratchline 3. Just because like I don't have 3D models on here. I'm not remaking Persona on here. Which
Could
is
do
also
that.
funny because I've never actually played Mother 3. I just saw screenshots of the battle UI and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Let's make it purple.
The scratch purple specifically.
Exactly. Yeah, that's I actually yeah, that's it.
Anything else besides Mother, or is that like the main one that sticks out for you?
I mean, there was a bit of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, but still just general umbrella of Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Um, I guess going off of that, the process of making these, because I know, because you mentioned there was a few like different ideas that came together into Scratchland 2. What was the process like game dev wise? Once you had that initial formula down, did you sort of miss being able to pull things from your other projects into it, or was it interesting just to like work with the initial formula and refine it, that sort of thing?
A lot of it was just taking that original formula of Scratchline and just like refining it and then adding in like actual RPG elements to it. Like, okay, you got random encounters, you got an overworld, you've
Did
now
you have a
got
favorite part
actual
of it?
party members. Uh, I think probably just when everything got put together, like that was always the most fun.
Yeah.
When like
See,
something got complete, like, oh, battle engine is complete. Oh, the overworld is complete. Oh, the game is complete.
yeah, seeing all those ideas you had, even if they
Yep.
weren't able to be realized in previous versions. Yeah.
Right. Granted, there
Awesome.
were a few things I also completely forgot about. Like
Yeah, that's
22. Like I have all the code for her. If you've played Scratchline, you've probably seen 22. She's a major character.
is
All the
awesome.
code for her to be playable in Scratchline 3 or Scratchline 2. Like everything was ready. It's a fully realized character. Everything. I completely forgot to put the broadcast block that would actually enable her to be selected.
For one battle, mind you, but
Right, but still. She's there.
she's just hanging out.
So in
Kind of
theory, you
funny.
could just like you just go into the editor and add like a broadcast block, and it
Yes.
would work.
Basically, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's got programmed attacks and everything.
Oh, yeah. Fully programmed text, voice lines, cut in, everything.
So why don't you just? What's stopping you from just like immediately after the? Why not just like right now go into the project and just like plug it in? Is it just like,
We got to preserve the original vision, you know?
oh, I see,
It's
of
funnier
course.
if I don't. Purely
Say it's
just
a
that it's
feature,
funnier.
and just say it's an Easter egg.
An Easter egg that tricks you if you try to select 22. Um, did you have any
I would
like overarching series questions, no one?
Overarching series, like before we hop in, like production style questions.
Yeah, like the game specific ones.
Nope, most of my questions are kind of production side, I think maybe.
I'll just start hopping into those then. Um, Starting off with a question I've had for about the series like characters for a hot minute, which is compared to a lot of other Immersiverse installments, which feature a lot of scratchers. They got the big sign up things. Scratchline doesn't have that many. There's still like a bunch of prevalent scratchers, but it's a lot of original characters involved in the plot too. Do you find it easier to work with those original characters and like make them whatever you want, or is it more interesting to work with these scratchers that have showed up in other installments and have like established personalities and ways they work already?
I think it is easier and more fun to pull out like your own characters because like you can easily morph them into what you need for the plot and like
Hmm.
because of the fact that they're not self inserts, there's a lot the fact that they're not self inserts of you or anyone else, there's a lot more that you can do with them. Whereas like self inserts, like, okay, yeah, there's not as much you can do with them because like you still gotta maintain what the owner wants because it's Scratch.
Especially
So
if
like,
the owner isn't around, then it's like, what do we even do?
eh, right? You don't want to. mischaracterize the character because you know nothing about them, or you don't know a lot, or not a lot was provided. But like in some cases, there can still be like that star power, that neat thing of like, oh, seeing these different people interacting with each other.
Going off of that, did you have like a favorite to work with? I know that's again constraints, difficult. But
My favorite character to work with, despite not coming back like ever, was probably Corrupt Titanium back in Scratchland DX. It was just such a fun and silly character to write. Just because like the whole joke with him is that he's edgy. And there was just so much I did with that, and it was hilarious.
especially in a very non-edgy plot for the most part.
Exactly.
He's out of his element for sure. I
And
guess
of course,
going off.
you can't forget about his signature prop, the Edge Phone 68.9 Max Mini Pro Deluxe Plus Game of the Year edition.
I forgot it was called that. Going off of story stuff, this is a question for NoOne too. What's your favorite part in any of the game stories? Pretty simple one, but personally for me, it's either that bit in Scratch Zone L trial where you go back into like the very bottom of the facility and there's this door you've A never seen before and B Amaretto is there. Presumably having been dragged in at some other point. This and just that whole suggestion that the facility is doing other things. The plot resolved by 2 is not actually over. Either that or 22 getting shot in Scratchland 3.
Oh,
Because that's another. Yeah, sorry, spoilers. If you haven't played Scratchland 3, play Scratchland 3 first.
Spoilers for a game that's been out for an entire year.
22 gets shot with an actual gun.
Another like stakes twist moment.
Yeah.
That is just like, okay, yep, stuff's getting even realer now. That sort of thing. I'm a sucker.
Don't say gun. You gotta be Scratch friendly. She was
A water
laser
gun.
pistol.
Blaster.
Yes. Yep. A pistol.
GQN.
How about you two?
Yeah, probably favorite story moment, I think, was the duel between Victoria and Shockey, because you just had like these two clashing personalities, these two clashing methods, just like going at each other. Simple part, but you know, honestly a good part, I think.
It's a very unconventional bit.
Right.
That's like a lot too. Like you could just like I think if that moment hadn't happened, you just kind of wouldn't really remember Chalky. You'd just be like, oh, she was the girl that complained a lot during the game, but then like that moment kind of like adds a lot of character. Like, you know, she complains a lot, but then she actually decided to do something about it, so it adds a lot of character in like a really small moment. But it's like,
So you don't get soft talk there.
Let's hope you're level 2.
Please get level 2.
You only get Victoria. Warning you now, people.
And how about you, NoOne? Is the duel also your favorite bit, you think?
clearly my favorite part of Scratchland is when you get to interact with the NoOne plushie in Scratch
Of
Zone.
course.
Obviously,
Of course.
not just my favorite part, clearly the best part in the entire series. Not even close.
That is the only time you get to solve a crime with a plushie.
You heard it here first.
No, actually, none of the other Immersiverse installments offer this.
Except Upload.
Oh, he's not really solving crime. I think he commits more crime.
I guess that's more causing crime.
Yeah.
No, but I really like the okay, so bit of a backstory. Cut to NoOne pre-playing Scratchland. James was sharing, I forget why. Someone was sharing concept art, and then James is like, "Oh, I guess we're sharing concept art now." And he like dropped concept art by you and Sir for the cult, the angelic shadow cult,
Oh,
and
right,
I
yeah.
thought that was so cool. I don't know, the idea of like religious imagery. I really liked that. Like the idea of like, oh, angelic shadow. Let's lean into the angel bit. Let's kind of lean into like the facility was kind of cultish. It's underground. It's like there are people fully devoted to what they think is like their god, this like all powerful being. And I thought the imagery, like the corrupted, the shadow stuff on the like imagery, the stained glass windows, the like bells. I thought that was like so cool.
Those were a lot of fun to make.
Were really cool. It could not have happened if it was still me doing the assets for the dungeons.
No, yeah, no. Had a good time with that. And I'm glad people like it. Okay, going on then. If you could redo any like one aspect of the games, like if it's like switching a character out, changing a gameplay style, adding stuff on, taking stuff out, even if it involved like making the game a lot bigger, what would you change?
I
Even if
think
it's like one thing.
probably what I would change is make Scratchlands 2, Scratchland L, and Scratchland 3 like a more cohesive story. Because like yeah, they all play off each other, but like okay, Chalky and Azulia disappear after Scratchland 2. Now we have Thingamawhat. As funny as Thingamawhat was, he has no purpose being here. Cypress Cypress was just there to continue the running gag of every Scratchland game having a different True Blue character.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the gag.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He,
Took
Scratchland
me
he
off.
didn't
X,
have
Oh,
Neural,
right, Neural was
Scratchland
there.
2,
Yeah.
Zulia. 3, Cypress.
he didn't have Helico or the dog. Get the dog's name.
Rescue.
Ball.
Alright, Scratchland 4, we gotta add the dog. If it's ever
Rescue.
real, we gotta add the dog, gotta add Rescue.
What type would Rescue be?
Like
Water, maybe.
healer?
He has a gun.
Oh, okay, never mind. Gun then.
It's a healing gun.
Gun dog.
Can't go wrong
They
with
should.
healer.
They should put that in a Persona game.
But yeah, I guess a sort of Scratchland DX2, if you would.
Real. I will be there no matter what.
If
um,
only.
and I guess going off of that, what's the cutting room floor of these games look like? I've looked around in a few of the projects and I've seen a couple scrapped things. What was there anything of note, like characters or plot elements you had ideas for that ultimately you didn't have the time or resources or just didn't make sense with everything else?
Scratchland DX, there's like almost nothing cut for that. There were, there were a couple DX chapters that would have taken place after a lot of stuff. But just because, like, timing and everything, I didn't release those, and now I made Scratchland 2 through 3. Those probably aren't going to see the light of day ever. I'm just going to say that now. Those are not coming out. Uh, Scratchland 2, there was going to be the ability to pick between guy protagonist and girl protagonist. That got cut in just the girl protagonist. Would have had like a couple minor edits to the story, like okay, if you pick the girl protagonist, your first party member is Bluma, would be your fire party member. If it was the guy protagonist, you would get Chucky. And then also Neural was intended as the original final party member of Scratchland 2, but he was replaced with Zulia. And that's why Zulia fulfills the nature specialist role despite being air themed. On to Scratch Sona, we had a lot of cut stuff there, mainly just characters. Multiple cut characters who were just like didn't really get much done to them. Like you could find the assets for a couple extra characters in the files. Go look through there. It's kind of neat, especially if you actually know who they are.
It is neat. Were they intended as like social links or just NPCs around the overworld area?
They would have been like actual party members, like before I decided on the social link aspect.
Ah, okay.
So we could have had playable Rocket. Then we didn't.
Sorry, Rocket.
Where we get the
He
modder
gets a social link
community.
instead.
Modders,
Where
if you're
do
listening, he's gone nuke. Guns and nukes.
I'm modders.
we get the remix community?
Oh. Anything for 3?
Oh, I don't really think there was anything for 3 that got cut.
I say that like I wasn't there, but cool.
3 got basically everything.
Somehow. Well,
Somehow.
couple things that
If they
were
did,
like
I've forgotten.
very. This is a very small bit, but in the church area of the facility, there's these like purple gates that show up like twice in the area, and Sarah and I were trying to figure out how we might make like the characters able to like pass like through, and that would require some like sprite layering shenanigans that we never really got around to. So I just put them in like the least conspicuous spot where it wouldn't look like they were walking over the gate. There's also the Golden Freddy room.
What?
Wait, what?
I just had a test
See, even James doesn't know.
while I was building the test rooms. Well, okay, I was building like the church map out, and I just had a test room that was no exits, no entrances. It was just one of the metal grate platforms, and I just put a PNG of Golden Freddy in the center. I don't quite remember why. I think it might have been like a debug thing. If you clipped out of bounds, you would just automatically get teleported there, which is probably
smart.
a good motivator to not have that happen.
Neat.
That is not in the final game. You cannot find the Golden Freddy room.
I can confirm there's no Golden Freddy room in there.
I'm sure I have an image of it somewhere though.
Have to be like, whoa, Immersiverse, FNAF canon.
No, we're not introducing any
Lore.
more IPs.
The lore would have gotten even more convoluted.
We already have Splatoon canon
And Fortnite.
and Final Fantasy VII.
Wait, Fortnite is. Wait a second. Didn't Emperor Palpatine broadcast his message on Fortnite?
Oh yeah, so technically Star Wars is canon now.
Okay, we're getting out of hand here. Did you have any
canon?
Did you have any like more game specific questions, Nolan?
Game specific. Let me wander over. Were there any major challenges while making Scratchland?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scratchline 3 was very big in scope. So that's part of why like Beats, Beef, Zulia, and Josh they got brought on board just to help better split the workload amongst multiple people, because I realized after completing the first dungeon, hey, this has more tiles in this one dungeon than all of Scratchline 2's combined. I want some help.
Shouts to Joshy, man.
He made some really good music.
Banger tracks.
Prison theme is still great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other big thing was guns.
Oh.
You
Because
know,
in Scratchline 3 and Scratchzona, every party member has a gun, and they can shoot it. And it got set amount of ammo per encounter. this was pain in the butt to make. The baton pass was easier than shooting a gun. The mechanic where you can give your turn to somebody else was far easier than letting someone shoot a gun.
It's like I've messed around with the engine a little bit before. Yeah, that the baton pass mechanic is no joke. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts there. So
Yep. Definitely
I
worth
can,
it, though.
yeah, I cannot fathom the gun challenge.
The gun. Oh boy.
Anything else? No one.
3, 4. These are later. That's later. No, I think all my questions could be shunted to the sort of back end here.
Okey-dokey. I will get started with that then. I guess I'll just start off with some of the more silly ones. What's your favorite character from the series besides yourself? No one.
Asking me or just
Both of you.
James too? Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just saying it can't be your favorite character cannot be yourself. You have to choose someone else. I know.
Probably Amaretto, Evil Bluma, and Corrupt Titanium. That much fun to write.
Yeah, I think Evil Bloom is also one of my favorites. I also really like Cat and especially 22 as supporting characters. 22 has some really interesting roles going on that you don't really often see in too many other games. She's got a lot going on.
My favorite is actually no one isn't my favorite. My favorite is design wise Amaretto, but then like character wise, Evil Bluma is very funny.
Yes. Evil Bloom is great. We love Evil Bloom.
Sir, yes sir.
I still have not watched Shaving Christmas, so I don't know
We
much
also,
about it.
I
Kind
think
of
he's not
hard
in
to
main.
get through, honestly.
He's not in like any of the main Shaving Christmas, so
Oh, okay.
we love Amaretto.
This is
Hashtag
true.
strongest character in the Immersiverse.
She's awesome. I guess going off of that, would you like to see like more Scratchline characters appear in other Immersiverse entries? Because it's pretty self-contained as is.
It definitely would be fun to see them like interact more with characters outside of the established Scratchline casts. Like, oh, okay, got some characters from Chaos Squad. How might they interact with or Scratch Elite? How might they interact with some of the characters from Scratchland? Well, of course, it should be like a balance. Like, as much as I love these characters, I don't want to see Amaretto or Victoria just pop up in every single thing from now on. Like, yeah, so let the new characters breathe. Like, maybe show the consequences of their actions in like the background. Like, oh hey, yeah, Scratch on 3. Biggest prison break in years. How might that affect future stuff?
The
Might there
entire
be
Shadow Group covering the world thing.
right? We
I
had
think
an apocalypse.
That was a
everyone's
thing.
memory got erased though, right?
That was just the first time. Even then, it
Oh,
was only like 50-50. Yeah, like how does the Scratchline characters, how they affected the world, even if they aren't present in a way that affects other characters, even if it's just like something minor.
kind of like branching off of that. Is there any like stories or is there any like other Immersiverse or Scratchline content you're planning on doing? Or like, is there stuff you're interested in doing but don't really feel committed to it? Like, Amaretto, the series, or Evil Bluma TV show or something like that? Is there like stuff like that that you're interested in doing, maybe like writing or scripting or passing off to other people, or are you just like, yeah,
No,
like you
not
said,
really.
kind of content to?
I'm content with, for the most part, where with everyone has ended up. Like I
I,
might, in general, like with any Scratchline related stuff, for like stuff involving them. Like I might kind of just watch over it, give a couple suggestions, make sure everyone stays in character. That's about it.
I'm just saying I would be there for the Bloomaby sitcom.
That would
Someone get
be
42.
chaos. Bloom by sitcom, make it happen,
Chaos, you
people. Come on. One drawing, one random drawing to anyone who can successfully greenlight the Bloomably sitcom.
That's like the last non-silly question I had. So if you've got any other,
Oh, wait. That's your whole list?
well, I have a couple of other like more hypothetical, not terribly series related stuff to ask.
Oh, alright.
So fire away.
2. James, Mr. Ray Awesome. You're one of the more
Howdy.
successful. Oh, hello. One of the more successful Immersiverse heads in terms of project release. How'd you balance Scratch in real life, which seems to be sort of some of our struggle? Here on the team, you see how we struggle with like projects that are more in the distant future, IRL stuff, etc. So, how'd you do it, and how do you recommend us implementing those same tactics for ourselves, or just kind of like advice for any other Scratcher in general who wants to make like a larger scale project like you did?
I think part of it is that when I was like working on Scratch, I was like, that was it. That is what I was working on. I wasn't working on like any other projects. Like I didn't have a secret phase 2 of the Scratch Landiverse in the works. No, it's just that Scratch Land. And also with 3, I'm realizing like, okay, if I want to make this bigger, bring in help. You're not going to get very far on your own. Like, yeah, collaborate with people. That's the entire point of Scratch. Bring people together. You're probably not going to be doing stuff on your own with coding projects in the future. Also, just not as much schoolwork.
Yeah, that helps for sure.
Yeah,
Well, that was I think the last of my questions. Other people are gonna start walking in now, so Beats, take it away with the what ifs.
So, you mentioned Alteratio earlier, or Alteratio, whatever.
yeah.
Um, where'd that come from? Was that something you guys had planned earlier? Is that just something that showed up? Um,
That was just my own thing I did on my own, like on a whim as an April Fool's joke. I'm like, okay, let's make a Scratchland April Fool's joke. What's the biggest, most outrageous thing I can do where people who are in the know will immediately tell that this is fake? I know. Let's put in alteration.
that guy.
And while we're at it, let's just throw a bunch of random people onto the thumbnail for just fan service. Like, oh, yep, there's Scratch Cat. He hasn't been here before. Now he's on the thumbnail. Oh, hey, Nero's back. Do you remember him, guys? Remember Nero? Oh, I got Seamus. You don't know
Seamus,
who
my
he
bad.
is, but he's there.
And it worked. It worked for me at least.
I did manage to get some people, I think.
And I guess going off of that, excluding the dire consequences, since alteration is like straight up mentioned in Scratchland DX, would you actually like want to do something with him if you had the chance? Put him in one of the plots or something?
I mean, I feel like it could be fun to have him like as a big bad in the background and building everything up, but like I'd only want to do that if I could also do it in a way where I could resolve immersion, like resolve what's going on with Yerf and Pumpkin Boy. Like it's
Imagine
just
that.
alteration for the sake of having alteration. Like not really. Got my own guys I can throw in there for the sake of having them in there.
True. I guess weird hypothetical. If Victoria was not the main character of the later games, kind of a twofold question. A, what kind of role do you think she would have? And B, who do you think would be a good character to take her place as the main character?
I think Victoria would probably just be like a quirky side character, kind of like she's there, just kind of helping out. where he doesn't really know what's going on. Just like a silly kind of character, kind of dumb. Some other fun comic relief character that others can bounce off of.
She was just born.
Yep. As for who would take her place, I'd say probably either Cat or Chalky, I feel like would be two of the best candidates.
True. I could see that. I'm rotating it in my mind.
Every line Victoria says should just start with what do I look like I was born yesterday?
But it just gradually increases as the game goes on.
What do I look like? I was born 2 weeks ago. Awesome.
What does it look like I was born? 4 days, 4 hours, and 23 minutes ago?
What does it look like I was born 22 hours ago? Wait,
What?
say that again.
He said the thing.
Okay, I got one more silly question from me and a couple silly questions from our a very good friend Sir, who has compiled a doc of several dozen. I'm only going to pick a couple though.
Boy.
My question is, where did the dream cloud come from? Because it is a thing that is mentioned in the very first game and then never shows up again, and it's just got future old Bluma in there, and apparently a bunch of other old guys.
Oh, the other old guys aren't in there.
No, I thought.
Leaked up to go see them.
I thought they meant. Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
Bluma's the only one in there.
Oh, so Old Platinum does not live there. Okay, duly noted.
No. And second, it's a plot device
Whoa.
where I can get Cat in a place where Bluma might not recognize her, and that he can backstory to her.
Awesome.
An exposition. Because that's basically what all Scratchline DX is. It's exposition.
True.
Old Bluma expositioning.
His awesome story. Oh.
I would even know half of it, though, let's be honest. He's gone for a good chunk of it.
He got expositioned himself. It's a whole chain.
Scratchline DX 1.5. Everyone just expositioning to Bluma.
Oh, no. Okay, we got we got a couple Sir questions. Okay. What characters in the Scratchland games have like established parents?
Ooh.
Or at least ideas you've thought about them, I guess, because at one point, Evil Blue mentions that he has parental issues.
Oh yeah, they're dead. They're long dead. We're never seeing them. Cat's got parents in the future. We're never seeing them ever. Nope, you're not going to see them ever, because that's when it starts getting weird. All the other self-insert characters like your Platinum, your Chalky, they've probably got parents somewhere. Victoria was made in a lab.
Do you consider Ek her dad?
I mean, kind of. It may have been her father, but he wasn't her daddy.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Yondu. I guess his parents are my parents.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. There's a chain going on there.
Amaretto's parents are dead.
Unfortunate.
She is an orphan. Yeah, she's gotten the short end of the stick a lot.
No kidding. I guess going off of Cat, another question is, did Cat play sports in her time? I assume. She seems like the type.
I mean, probably, yeah. She's hyper athletic. In the games, she has the highest physical stat out of anybody, or attack stat.
What do you think she would play?
That is a good question. Probably soccer or tennis.
I could see the tennis. She's got the hammer.
She's got the hammer.
Awesome. Okay, third question. I'm gonna only pick a couple more here. How long was Eckham writing his logs for? Because they show up throughout the facility in Scratchland too. They're not given specific dates, but presumably he writes a whole lot of them, kind of detailing his discovery of the Great Ruin, leading like pretty much straight up to Subject
Right.
Zero's release. What was that
Yeah, no,
time?
he was basically been writing those consistently for like 3-4 years at that point. Like from the moment it's found, all the like a few months beforehand, all the way up to the day before the game takes place. Like he's been writing those logs. He's very consistent with those.
Did he leave them throughout the facility on purpose?
No, someone else placed them there,
Interesting.
or perhaps it was multiple someone's. For all that last one is quite new,
Yeah,
and he
someone
is
someone
quite
had to have
dead.
been stalking him. All right, next question. There was presumably a bunch of people that survived pretty, like, even got through the entire facility before they, couldn't make it past. What did they eat? Did
Monsters,
they
probably the
they
monsters. But there also
any,
probably was some food somewhere, because like, yeah, facility, and you need a host, but you also need these hosts to be well nourished, so there's gotta be some food somewhere.
I forget, were the forest fairies in Scratchland too?
Yeah,
Okay,
they
well
were
there you go.
one of the last enemies at it. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
they're kind of at the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah.
Uh, the Flamaru, vegan mimic. Yeah, things are not looking so bright for them. It's a good thing they aren't sapient.
You heard here, folks. They're vegetables basically.
Sentient vegetables, kind of. Not sapient, just sentient. Or is it sentient and not sapient? They don't have free will, basically.
Pensive emoji. Um since Victoria is canonically a Sonic fan, how does she feel about Platinum's existence?
Oh, they're just friends. She hasn't pieced it together. She
Don't
she
tell her.
she looked Rocket in the face and couldn't recognize him. You're telling me she's gonna recognize Green Sonic as being based on Sonic?
That's a good question. Who's more famous, Sonic or Rocket? This is a good question.
Probably Sonic on Scratch?
Yeah, I guess we have to consider that scope too.
Although Rocket has probably done Sonic stuff on probably one of the first people that pops up when you search. Yeah, Sonic Frenzy. That's like one of the first things that pops up when you search for Sonic on Scratch from Rocket. So
Okay,
she would probably have some idea of who he is beforehand.
this is a good point. Oh,
So yeah, she's kind of just not the brightest, but she just keeps on trucking.
good for her, honestly. This is another, I guess, kind of Scratchland spoiler. Since 22 becomes a librarian in the future, have you like thought about any of the other jobs the characters take on
No,
after the
no,
story?
not really.
No, okay.
22 was basically the only one in that one that had been planned, like all the way since Scratchland 2.
Right. Well, that's the last like silly question I had. Do you have any no one before we close out?
Not really a question, but an observation. Kind of like world-breaking things that Scratchline kind of introduces, like time travel, like a
Right.
whole presumably Scratch team funded research facility that was breeding uh, clones to merge with a prophesied allegory for artificial intelligence and botting and automation. And you'd
Well,
think an entire cult, you'd think that'd be mentioned more. But because none of us really played it, we're just like, oh,
To be fair, there's not been like too much stuff that's been drafted after the release, but that's definitely like really interesting stuff to hold on to the future.
But also, most of the people who had interacted with the cult are kind of dead or working for them, so
Oh yeah,
not
I'm sure
really a
they
chance to leak.
didn't have a good time with the shadow. That's for sure.
And time travel, I just don't explain it. It happens. Cat's here. Is this part of the timeline? Is she making a new timeline? I don't know. I'm not explaining. If I explain it, then I have to think about the consequences of my actions.
This little thing called ambiguity that I believe was really popularized by Dave Filoni. People don't really care too much about that, so we should be fine.
As long as we never mention time travel in any Immersiverse installment again, we won't have to clarify.
Exactly. It was a thing that happened, and it happened.
She's here
Nobody,
now, and we are
nobody,
glad Kat is here because Kat's awesome.
nobody knows how. She
Isn't
was
there
here.
like a isn't
Now
there like
she's
a
gone.
thing in Scratch Sona where they talk about the time travel and Evil Bloomer's Evil Bloomer cat is just like, just don't think about it.
Yes, that is a thing.
She's literally just like, don't think about it. I gave up on trying to.
All right. That it for everyone then, as far as questions go.
Sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait.
Well, in that case, we will pretty much just close out then. James, do you have any last words for the audience? Stuff to check out? Things you
Go
would like
play
to recommend to them?
Scratchland. I'd highly
Real.
recommend it. It's a fun
Yes.
time. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. I'm just gonna say that now. Probably why most of the heads haven't.
And I can personally say that there's been a lot of work and love put into it, and it is something quite special, I think. Even if I'm more very normal about the characters than most people.
Yes.
Or or alternatively, you can become normal about them with me. I would also appreciate that. But yeah, I guess that'll be it then. Thank you all for coming. We've got a very interesting episode of the ImmersiFiles coming up next about scrapped content. I don't know if any of that is going to be Scratchline related, but I will be there no matter what.
I probably won't.
Yeah. I don't know how else to close this. Thank you both for coming, especially you, James. It has been an awesome time talking with you. I've learned a bunch of things I did not before, even or being on the team. So yeah. Thanks for letting me yap about it too.
Quite fun to yap sometimes about things.
Real. All right. See you later then.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.